Every decision you make involves trade-offs between cost and benefit, risk and reward, effort and result. Mark Manson identifies three factors that inevitably interfere with wise decision-making, responses that evolution baked into your brain. He outlines options for becoming more self-aware so you can defeat your cognitive glitches. Learn how to make easy, poor choices less appealing and how to make hard but worthy decisions easier. You can ensure that your values inform your choices and thus take responsibility for the shape of your life. Takeaways: every decision involves weighing costs and benefits, and people are pretty lousy at making those evaluations. Bad decisions are the result of emotional derailment, the unrecognized effects of the passage of time, and the outsized influence of social status. To make better decisions, learn to dial down the role of emotion in your choices. Be aware of your weaknesses and set up your environment to protect you from them. Accept that making no decision is still a decision, and usually a bad one. Take responsibility for your life, then choose, then act. Summary: every decision involves weighing costs and benefits, and people are pretty lousy at making those evaluations. With every choice you make, you reject a potential infinity of options. No decision comes without an opportunity cost. Making a good choice means the positive outcome is worth the cost. What do good trade-offs look like? A modest risk with the likelihood of a disproportionately large return is a sound bargain. Risking a lot for a small gain is a poor choice. To make this assessment, figure out what counts as a good outcome. You have to know what you value, because values are the standard by which you assess costs and benefits. You can't be decisive if you don't know what's important to you. Find your cause, find your values, discover the costs and benefits of your actions, and taking action becomes infinitely more simple. Experience shows that good decisions are often inherently difficult to carry out, and bad choices are remarkably easy to stumble into. As a species, people are notably bad at accurately weighing the advantages and perils of choices. The human brain comes wired with these flaws. The best course is to become aware of them and learn to compensate. Bad decisions are the result of emotional derailment, the unrecognized effects of the passage of time, and the outsized influence of social status. Strong emotion makes for poor choices. Your feelings can make good choices feel like bad ones, and vice versa. Emotions and thoughts are separate cognitive functions, and the feeling brain has much greater influence than the thinking brain. To overcome emotional derailment, become rationally aware of your feelings and choose to use reasoning techniques to ensure they don't exercise undue influence. Most people will choose an immediate modest gain right now over a larger one later. This present bias, or temporal discounting in economic jargon, can result in procrastination, failure to build savings, lack of discipline, and an inability to take advantage of the compounding advantages of time. Exponential growth doesn't really play a role in the day-to-day understanding of experience. It's almost as though we're handicapped in some way, being at the mercy of our emotions, struggling to properly value things in the future. But the truth is that for most of human evolution, these were not the handicaps but the benefits of our minds. The power of emotions and human present bias result from tens of thousands of years of evolutionary pressure. For primitive humans, operating in the present and acting promptly on strong emotion meant survival. Evolution endowed people with highly social mindsets and an acute interest in status. In the presence of those higher up the social ladder, whether due to power, beauty, or wealth, humans become more insecure, passive, amenable, and less likely to think critically. This inclination to defer to high status is the halo effect. These factors make it difficult to accurately assess the risks and rewards associated with decisions. To make better decisions, learn how to dial down the role of emotion in your choices. One of the most effective ways to become more objective and escape the reactive clutches of your emotions is to write it out. The process of putting your thinking down in words enables you to consider your options with a cooler eye. The classic option of sorting the arguments into two columns of pros and cons, costs and benefits, works really well. Often the best decision will strike us as some combination of counterintuitive, difficult, and scary. Anxiety poses particular challenges for decision-making. Strong feelings get in the way of what is otherwise clearly a good choice. That gut feeling or intuition, which is often over-influenced by the emotional factors identified earlier, can discourage you from making decisions based on solid math, experience, or careful deliberation. Learn to override your intuition in favor of a reasoned choice even if it's unpopular or scary. Be prepared to push the envelope beyond what's comfortable in service of a well-considered decision. Be aware of your weaknesses and set up your environment to protect you from them. The more you investigate your own decision-making process and learn which factors influence you for better or worse, the more you'll learn to make good choices. Simply organize your life to compensate for your bad decision-making. Willpower and self-discipline alone are not enough. Tailoring your environment to remove triggers or temptations that make you more susceptible to your emotions, vague intuitions, or the influences of the powerful or elite is far more effective. You may need to eliminate certain websites or publications from your environment and mindfully curate your social media environment. Surround yourself with other people who can help reinforce your good choices and hold one another accountable. Accept that making no decision is still a decision, and usually a bad one. Take responsibility for your life, then choose, then act. Life is a relentless series of choices. The challenge is to land continually on the upside of the cost/benefit trade-off, and that can be exhausting. It's tempting to let the whole thing slide and stop trying to make good choices, or to pretend that you shouldn't have to risk anything at all. Make decisions. Choose your own life. Live with the risks because the risks are what make it meaningful. Bowing out of decision-making means you leave your life to chance and fate. While you might temporarily enjoy being able to lay the blame for your difficulties on circumstances or on someone other than yourself, the reality is that deciding not to decide, abdicating responsibility for yourself, is itself a choice. Nothing could be more destructive to your prospects for a well-lived life. About the author-blogger Mark Manson is the author of the New York Times bestsellers The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F***ck and Everything is F***kid, a book about hope.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you learned something from this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're interested in getting your own copy of the book, you can find it on Amazon in audiobook, Kindle, or hardcover format by clicking the links in the description. These links help out the channel and would be greatly appreciated if you could use them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.